Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Wednesday, the 6th of October. Continuing with Ezekiel and his prophecy against Tyre. He said the city would be destroyed, which it was. And in chapter 28, he speaks against the king. The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, say to the ruler of Tyre, this is what the sovereign Lord says. And God is sovereign, whether the king of Tyre recognized it or not. And he didn't. God was sovereign, and when God spoke judgment on him 2,000 years, 3,000 years later, we look back and see exactly that that was fulfilled. And God is still sovereign. God still speaks into our world, whether we recognize it or whether the world recognizes it or not. He is sovereign. And he said to the king of Tyre, in the pride of your heart you say, I am a god. I sit on the throne of a god in the heart of the seas. But you are a mere mortal and not a god, though you think you are as wise as a god. And that just struck me, the world today, how much of the culture hasn't assumed this godlike status. We are the measure of all things. Look how much we know. Any problems, we will solve it. Our intellect is unsurpassed. We are the top. We don't recognize a God above us. God says, you are not a god. Though you think you're as wise as a god, you're not. He continues, by your wisdom and understanding you've gained wealth for yourself and amassed gold and silver in your treasuries. By your great skill in trading, you've increased your wealth. And because of your wealth, your heart has grown proud. I thought that is so true of the West today. The pride of life that afflicts the world. We are wealthy, we have a wealthy society, and we've written God out of the picture entirely. And in the same way that God would speak words of judgment on the king of Tyre, he says, therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. And the same applies. Our pride, our putting God out of the picture, our arrogance, our setting ourselves up as God in place of the God who is there. God will speak his word of judgment on it. And it will not go past and just be ignored. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but God's judgment will come. And so as Christians, we need to recognize this is a godless, proud, arrogant, wealthy world we live in. And we're called to be different. And I pray that our difference will challenge people and show them an alternative and get them to stop and think. And as they look at us and see something vital in us, they'll look beyond us to the God who undergirds our lives. And that will challenge them. So I pray that you would walk closely with God today and that you would shine just by the nature of being who you are. You would shine in the world. And that would be a challenge and a hope to many people. Be blessed.